I want to talk about game ownership. In light of the new Nintendo Switch game ownership via game keycard situation, I've seen a lot of discussion around it, and mostly people focus on the fact that you no longer own your game. When you purchase a game keycard, or if you purchase the Nintendo Switch 2, there's a clause in the legal documentation that states that Nintendo can deactivate your device if they feel that you have violated their terms of service, which is a standard clause with most game console distributors that you purchase today, like the PS5 and the Xbox Series S and X. They have similar clauses in there, as well as Steam. When you purchase a game on PC, you don't own that game per se. I mean, that's the whole reason why things like GOG exist, is so that it's a DRM-free version. It cannot be repealed. If you purchase it, then you have the base game code and you can play it whether you have an internet connection or not, or whether the game has been pulled from stores or not. That's the whole point of ownership. But I wanted to open up this conversation because I have a little bit of a hot take here, and it might make some people mad, but the way that I think about it, I think back to my very first console, the PlayStation 2. And I had a fat PS2, the original one with the network attachment. It was amazing. I remember playing that thing for hours. It came with the pack-in game, ATV Off-Road Fury. And one of my most favorite games on that console was Shadow of the Colossus. I first got the demo disc as part of this PlayStation, I don't know if it was Underground magazine or something, but they would pack in these little demo discs with demos for 5 or 6 different games, and Shadow of the Colossus was on one of them. I still have that disc to this day. But I ended up going to Walmart and purchasing a copy of it, and it came with the booklet with the beautiful art, and I loved that thing. Now, time passed, I ended up getting a PS3, I ended up getting a PS4, and now I have a PS5. And in between that time, I ended up having to move several times. Of course, I moved out of my parents' house when I was 17 into an apartment, and then moved from apartment to apartment through college until I finally moved states for graduate school, and ended up giving away a lot of my games and gaming consoles because I didn't play them anymore. They were just kind of sitting in a box, and I wanted someone else to continue to enjoy them. So I ended up donating the PlayStation 2 and a bunch of awesome games like the Jak and Daxter trilogy, Jak and Daxter, Jak 2 and Jak 3. I love those games. I did include ATV Off-Road Fury 4. There were some other ones in there that I had really enjoyed, and I donated it to this church youth group that I was helping out with at the time. And sometimes I look back on that and I have a little bit of regret. I'm thinking to myself, man, I wish I could look over at my display case, because I have a display case in my office, at some of the things that I enjoy looking at, which sounds silly, but we like to do that. I want to look over at the display case and see my original copy of Shadow of the Colossus on the shelf. And then I realize, why? Why do I want that? What's my motivation for wanting to keep something that, one, I've already played? I beat that game so many times, 12 plus maybe 15 times I played through the story. And of course, as soon as they announced I think it was Blue Point or something, announced the remaster, I picked that thing up day one and played it on the PS4. But why do I want that thing? So I have certain items that I've carried with me through my life that just kind of sit around, and they're attached to me like items in Risk of Rain that attach to your character as you pick them up and you go through the levels. And they're hard to shake because it's attached to me via an experience, via a memory. And so when I think about this issue of collecting, I think, what is the motivation here? I want to own my games, but I already own the experiences. So what am I asking for here? Am I asking for merely a memento to carry with me that I can look at from time to time? Or am I asking for something that I don't understand yet? But I just remember my experience of letting go of the PlayStation 2, giving it away, and they played that thing probably to death. I don't know what happened to it. But I originally brought it to the youth group so that we could play games on it. I think I had like Call of Duty or something, Battlefront 2, had some co-op games. Someone else brought Transformers, But they were great games on the console, and they got a new life by me letting go of the console and the games that I loved so very dearly. And I mean, letting go. That's a little dramatic. Like, it's a thing, but still, you have an emotional attachment to it, and that makes it matter to you. But here's the sticking point. I want to own my games, but it's absolutely not necessary. You hear the adage all the time, oh, if buying is not owning, then pirating is not stealing or some shit. It's like, what? What are you talking about? Wait, so just because you end up renting a license for something, that gives you the right to take it without paying for anything? Anyhow, I know games are going this way. Every major gaming company now licenses their intellectual property, and it's a limited license. It's few and far in between where you can purchase a piece of software and own it. And this isn't just true in the gaming world. This happened to Microsoft Now 365. The Office suite was purchasable. The Adobe suite was purchasable. And now it's a license. I don't think, and I might be wrong, but I don't think you can even buy it a one-time purchase anymore. You used to be able to, and they made it an astronomical price once they released their licensing schemes for those two respective companies. But now it's just software as a service. And that's kind of like the future of where things are going. Do I like it? No. Is it a moral obligation for companies to hand over their intellectual property to their customers? Also no. So where does that leave us? It's a sticky problem. One, because the nostalgia sticks to you. And two, because it feels like a moral obligation. But ownership is not moral because we own nothing. Just to put it bluntly, we own nothing. Everything is crafted from materials on Earth, right? And it started as raw material, and eventually in several centuries, it'll be raw material again. And the only thing that I feel is valuable to transfer is experience. The experiences and the memories that I have playing games with my friends, classic games, and the experiences that my children may have playing those same games or future games that we play together. Regardless, it's the experience I carry with me, and that's what's important. It's the memory of entering the forbidden lands for the first time, being awed and afraid at the appearance of the first Colossus after climbing the cliff, the sheer majesty of that sight, as well as the terror at how am I going to overcome this obstacle. That memory and that experience will stay with me for the rest of my life. And if the purpose of that entertainment avenue was to provide that experience to me and to others, then it has accomplished its goal. I don't have to keep the box and the disc and the booklet because I already have those things with me. They're in my mind, and I can reshape those experiences into new ones. That's the magic of entertainment. To tell a story, for someone to hear it, and for them to make a new story with something that they've learned. So, to summarize, I don't have anything against collectors. Museum collection and personal collection are incredibly valuable for future generations. I personally have a love of archaeology and all things ancient. That's what I went to school for. It's also important to remember that we need to leverage our experiences to begin to let go of the past and to strive forward to experience new things, and as I said, to craft new memories, having carried those old ones with us. So it's okay to let go. It's healthy to let go. And it just makes me excited for the future. You know, Fortnite has been out for what, like 8 years now? It's one of the biggest games in the world. I don't really enjoy it, but I know there are millions of kids around the world who it was probably their first game, or they saw their friends playing it and they jumped on, and they've had incredible life-changing experiences in that game. It's a social playground. Of course, I hope they're positive experiences that they can remember. And even though I don't find the game valuable or interesting personally, man, it is somebody's Shadow of the Colossus. For someone, it changed their outlook on what entertainment could accomplish and what stories could be told within it. So back to the topic at hand. Do I agree with Nintendo and the game keycard situation? No. I think it sucks. I don't like not being able to own my games, pop them in and play them. I think one of the issues, even with the pre-game keycard Switch cartridges, is that the games had to be updated. Of course, they release updates here and there, and they're valuable performance improvements and whatnot. It's just a bummer. It's just a bummer that that's the way things work now. And because I've had a Steam account for 15 years now, maybe, I'm kind of used to digital ownership, which is not really ownership, mind you. I've gotten used to it, and if Steam were to somehow collapse on itself and I lost my entire game library, I would be sad, but it would be okay. It would still be okay, because the same thing, the games I experienced on PC, the friends that I've played with, those are memories that'll be with me forever. And that's something that they can't take away. That's something that a massive conglomerate corporation cannot take from you. And that's what games are about. Anyhow, that's my rant slash deliberation. Completely off the cuff, but I appreciate you listening if you got this far. That's all I got. See you next time.